You couldn't blow your camborger out of Fort Quixima? Perk out the trawlerman passing round. They're a madner.
Madner? I shall kill. Give a easy trick blood to play.
This is Magicka, a game that holds my personal record for most self-inflicted deaths. Fireballs, meteor showers, or just casting lightning while wet. You name it, I've done it, and I've died from it. Heck, if there was an achievement for blowing yourself up on accident, I would have earned that within the first 5 minutes, meaning sometime during the tutorial. You see, Magicka is a game about the elements and the combinations you can come up with, including special combinations called magics. Elements like water, fire, and earth are all there, as well as some more unusual ones like arcane, life, or shield, for a total of 8 in all. But casting single elements, either in front of you, on an AoE centered around you, or imbuing your weapon with it, is really no fun, so it's all about mixing it up. Mix up fire and earth and you get a powerful fireball you can charge up before releasing. Combine the shield with life and you get healing orbs that explode on contact. Replace life with arcane and you get landmines that definitely do not heal you. Those are just simple combinations. For something with a bit more oomph, or as I like to refer to it, oops potential, you can cast magics, strings of elements that require knowledge of the spell, found throughout the game, in order to cast. Why might you want to cast a magic, you ask? Well, for lots of reasons, and all of them are really, really cool. Do you want to summon a meteor shower to deal death to your enemies? How about a gravitational vortex? Or maybe things are getting a little too tough and you'd rather raise the dead to fight by your side. If you're a tree hugger, there's an option for that too. Maybe you need to just get out of death's way, which you accidentally sicked on yourself, so you can teleport or use haste. Maybe you just like to see things burn and all the other means of combustion just aren't cutting it for you, so you want to start a grease fire. There are 21 different magics in the game and they are all nice tools to have in your belt. Unless you're talking about revive and you're playing solo, like I do, in which case that's just useless. Magicka is classified as an RPG, among other things, and you'll find that through the combat system. Just like mixing different elements can have different results, sometimes resulting in an extremely useful spell, like using earth and fire to produce a fireball, or mixing arcane and life to produce nothing at all, you'll have to carefully consider what your enemy's strengths and weaknesses are when attacking. You'll find some enemies are only vulnerable to certain types of damage, or require removing their armor with a strong physical attack before you can use more traditional spells. At other times, you'll have to do something counter to what you've been doing, such as using life to heal zombies, which actually kills them. This process makes the game more interesting by keeping you on your toes, though you will find that levels generally carry a single theme of enemy. Magicka supports co-op for up to 4 players, and there are all kinds of things you can do in those situations that you can't accomplish yourself, such as crossing beam spells for potentially disastrous results. Single player can be very difficult at times though, particularly without additional players to revive you, and the fact that you are less effective when healing yourself compared to healing others. To help those of you out who decide to play solo, the devs did eventually add an annoying fairy that besides pestering you and generally reminding you of Navi from The Legend of Zelda on the N64, will revive you if you die, limited to once per checkpoint, which really comes in handy when you face enemies that can one-shot you. There are a total of 12 levels in the base game, each culminating in a boss fight, and each a parody of something, such as the first 6 levels, which poke fun at Star Wars. Actually, much of the game contains humor aimed at pop culture, the kind that people playing the game might actually care about, rather than who the latest diva from Hollywood is going to marry next. 300, Star Trek, Dawn of War, and Battlefield references can be found throughout the game in some of its DLCs, and that kind of humor, combined with that found in the basic story about traveling to the ends of the earth to find out what is stirring up all this trouble, while being guided by Vlad, who is not a vampire, makes for a counterbalance to the inevitably large number of deaths you'll face. One downside is that Magicka does suffer from too many DLC syndrome, with several that just add new robes, which both change the appearance of your character and grant special abilities or items. For that reason, I do recommend when you get this game, because you should, to find the current Complete pack, somewhere around the $10 range. It takes about 12 hours to get through the main game, depending on how good you are at mashing combinations of your Q, W, E, R, A, S, D, F, and space keys. Though, if you're anything like me, you'll probably die plenty of times in the process. In spite of that, I still give this game a 9 out of 10.